Yeah. So, hello everyone, to all my students and friends on YouTube. So, this is a new course that I just started in the September 1st, and today we are on the second lecture. So, first lecture was about introduction to smart grid, and the second lecture will be on online resources uh, for smart grid. We will just roughly identify some online resources. Those who are interested, in personally knowing more about it. A little bit more technical, we'll go in lecture 3, that is smart grid architectures. Then lecture 4, little bit more technical, smart grid technologies. So again, what is the difference between architectures and technologies? Architecture means it's uh, like a rough block diagram, how we are, what kind of components that we'll have and all this. And technologies is the actual implementation of the architecture. So for smart grid. So we'll see that. And then there will be exam 2 based on the above two topics. And then the fifth class will be on smart grid cost benefit analysis. So this video is going to come again later on the fifth. Then electric vehicles impact on smart grids will be on the sixth. Then again there is going to be an exam based on above topics. And then something that we are working in our campus, that is campus energy monitoring system, and then data analytics and smart grid. So these are the 8 topics. In fact, there is going to be a ninth topic. The ninth topic, I'll just leave it open. That is like ask me anything kind of session, where students can ask their questions, and basically we'll try to answer them. If not answer them, we'll try to identify where to find resources to answer. So this is the brief overview of the course, and this course will happen over the month of September. Every Tuesday and every Friday, I am going to upload videos on this. So with that brief introduction, so let's today we are on lecture 2, that is online resources on smart grids. So let us go out, and explore some of the online resources. Now, what is the need for identifying online resources for ourselves is that when you are doing a certain course, you should not blindly follow whatever the instructor is telling. You should actually identify, have your own questions ready so that you can find out the answers for those questions. And I was just discussing with my students sometime back, and these are some of the questions we they were kind of discussing. That is, where are smart grids deployed? Are there any smart grids? Is microgrid also a smart grid? And what are flexible loads and inflexible loads? Is it economically viable for domestic customers? That's again an interesting question. We keep on studying about advanced technologies, but then how far is it economically viable? Who will implement smart grid in India? Since we are in India, we are just talking about India. And of course, around the world also. Who will implement smart grid in India around the world? And right now, people are getting some smart grids information, but that is monthly electricity bills. Is there any benefit of increasing the frequency? And then, so these are some of the questions you may pause and look at these questions later. In order to like after having made some questions like this, now we want to attempt and try to find where we can find the information to answer these questions. Now, if you are in India and if you want to know about it, of course, not just about India, about the world also, there is a very, very good online resource to identify and find out answers for this kind of questions. And that online resource is called India Smart Grid Knowledge Portal. This is one of the best knowledge portals I have seen, not just in India but across the world. So let me now open that portal. So go to a fresh page. Just type ISGF, that is India Smart Grid Forum, and you will get the this thing ISGF India Smart Grid Forum. You get a page. The first result in your page itself is that. So I'm just opening it. Is there a problem? Okay, let me once again try. Having some issue with Chrome. So just give me a minute. Let me try a different browser. So I'll just go ahead and share my entire screen. So anyway, by the time another browser opens, I just want to show you this website. This is India Smart Grid Smart Utility Week. The dates are March 2nd to 6th, 2021. This is the event which is going to happen in New Delhi. Every year in the month of March, this India Smart Utility Week happens. A lot of eminent speakers will come to this uh, event and present their knowledge on this. So you can just have a look at this website also. So there are so many companies sponsoring this thing. So to answer the question, how much is the implementation? Definitely, there are a lot of implementations happening. So yeah, this is a countdown to that event. Anyway, so I think now let me try another thing. Yeah. So this is a website I wanted to show. That is India Smart Grid Knowledge Portal. So this is a website which has a detailed information about the what is going on with the smart grids in India. So any people who are beginning their journey, beginning their study of smart grid, definitely should refer to this website. A lot of things will come out of this. So let's just quickly browse about us, organization structure, annual reports, affiliations, careers, all these things is there. Then NSGM is National Smart Grid Mission. So then the next one is online training, you know, advisory, capacity building, workshops, webinars, competitions, and awards. So many links are there. So this is India Smart Utility Week. So since 2015, they are doing every year their event. So every March of every year, they are doing this event. So you can get more information again going there. Now, in the resource center, there is a smart grid handbook, yeah, and smart grid standards, white papers, technical reports, presentations, professional database, all these things, library, technical directory. So again, take some time, explore this website, you will find more. Smart grid projects. So there are smart grid projects in India, global smart grid projects, and smart city projects. So again, for people who are asking question, is there smart grid in India? Yes, there is smart grid in India, but not many people know. But then a lot of work is going on. There are government projects, there are private projects, so many. Of course, media, videos, photos, and all you can see. Membership. So you, as a student or as a working professional, you can become a member of India's Market Forum. I don't think there's any membership fee for individual members. It is free of cost. If you register there, you will get regular email IDs, emails. So not email ID, emails, reports about the latest developments. So this is about the menu I showed, and if I go down on the left, you can see news items. So there are on daily basis you will get news items like this. So just by reading the news items, you can keep yourself updated what is going on with the new things. So let me read out one example. Summary proceedings of ISGF and RTI webinar, electricity distribution creating a change on 20 August 2020. So there was a webinar conducted on electricity distribution, and the materials of that webinar available for free, like that. So California Microgrid flex their skills during blackout. So it's some article. Okay. Role of technology and IoT in modern solar panels. So like this, like almost on daily basis, you keep getting new information in this very good resource. You can see. Now, I would still continue. There's a lot of things still there. Just enter your email ID here and then simply say subscribe. Then you will get a monthly bulletin of all smart grid updates in that particular month. So again, you can keep up yourself, following all these things. So enter your email and subscribe to that. Let's see here. View all smart grid bulletins. Click here. So I'm just clicking here. So just open this website and then you can see this. So what you can see here, let me zoom out a little bit. So you will see a tabular form and here you say Smart Grid Bulletin July 2020. Okay. So usually monthly it will come. So August may come soon. Then June 2020, May, April, like this. So every month you get a monthly bulletin. And if you keep on scrolling down, all these things are there all the way up to uh, 2014 January actually. So there are right now 79 in the table. If you see, there are 79 rows. The volume one, issue one, 2014 January article is here. And if you keep scrolling up, you will get the latest bulletins. Every uh, every month you will get it. As I was kind of repeating myself. Now, what kind of thing is there in this? Is it really useful? Okay, so randomly, I'll just pick up one of this. So those who are seeing in my video, you can just see I'll close my eyes and then I'll just randomly go and then click on one of the buttons. So I think I've clicked on March 2016 uh, like this without seeing. So there are 80 reports like this. So this is one. Here immediately you can see it is a 12-page report. Yeah, so approximately there will be there will be 10 to 12 pages in this. Okay, so if you take there are 80 volumes. 80 volumes multiplied by 10 pages also you take 800 pages of smart grid information available, okay, online. So I welcome all the students to fall on this or jump on this website, select any issue, and then spend few hours, reading, browsing some of these things. Again, I want to show you some of the things which are there in this. Okay. So if you open this, is just like any magazine, photos will be there. So don't be afraid that it's going to be completely technical and all. So people who like seeing photos in magazines, they can also see this. So in this issue, India Smart Grid Week, and some address by minister, and then some conference proceedings and things like that. So I'll just move down. So some photographs, some exhibitions, some things. I'll just skip all this. So let's go to the useful material. So I think March is a year. Every year they do this event. So they immediately the March month they will keep a lot of what you call photos. Okay. So let's go down. By the way, here, key contributors, editorial board, my name is there. I am one of the editorial members for this particular this thing. That's why I'm telling. But right now, because I'm busy, I'm out of this. But other people are continuing this. Okay. So now this is interesting. Smart grid Gyan. Okay. So in this, one of the pages are dedicated called Smart Grid Gyan. And they will take a topic, advanced metering infrastructure rollout strategy for India, AMI. So they'll take a topic, and regarding that topic, they will be explaining, what is AMI, what kind of strategies the government of India following, like that cost estimate, how much cost per meter. So what are the procedures? So like that, you will find some information, some conclusion. So this is a section called Smart Grid Gyan. Okay. So let me read this conclusion. From our studies and analysis, we have reason to believe that it is possible to undertake AMI rollout on suggested framework at the cost of 69 rupees per month per customer. Okay, so this is the analysis of 2016. Just by 69 rupees per month per customer, automated meter reading infrastructure can be taken up. And we suggest splitting this amount between the discom and customers. Discoms obviously stand to gain from the accurate meter data and avoid meter reading expenses. See, reading the meters itself is a major expense for distribution company. If you have automated meter reading, then again you can avoid human errors, you can avoid fraud, you can avoid faster detection of outages, restoration, all these things. So they are proposing, 50% should be cost should be paid by, you know, discom and 50% by the consumer. That is 35 rupees per month. So it is not very costly to install the meters as per this 2016 report. So randomly I selected one article and then see. And by the way, this is the some kind of updates about the 2016 event. 1500 participants, 50 users, 203 speakers, 23 countries, and all this. These are major event actually in India, which happens every March. Smart Grid Utility Week happens. So anyway, I'll just move forward. I think this is the end of this particular this thing. So just for trial, I'll go back and let's look at one of the latest articles, which is let's say July 2020. So this is the latest article. I just scrolled up. If you have noticed, there is no login, there's no password, there's no registration, nothing. Free open information available. Just go to the knowledge portal. You can just go to that bulletin thing and you can read it. Okay, so good. So the July one directly starts with the photograph of Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi inaugurated 750 megawatt solar plant in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so on July 10th. So maybe latest news about it. And if you go down, some training program announcements, uh, training programs and things like that. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to show you. Smart grid update. So what are the updates of smart grid you want to know? So as a general public, you want to know what is the new things happening in smart grid. What are the policy, regulation, and standards updates? So these are the updates. One paragraph per one update. So first one is CRC removes floor price for solar. Ministry of Power imposes cyber security measures. So like that, what is going on? Himachal Pradesh. So these are all about India. These particular news articles. So you can just read the thing, and there is a link which will take you to the more detailed article about that. Now, how many articles? One, two, three, and four and five articles about India are there in this month. Then international. Okay, so this is something happening in southeastern United States. Utilities propose regional grid balancing market, 15-minute real-time voluntary market, something about that. Then Democrats introduce US infrastructure plan supporting for microgrids. So some again microgrid about US. Then the technology updates continue, and earlier it was policy and regulation. Now it is technology and projects. Okay, so here again you can see IDA fund, something Nigeria electricity program, Quanta services. So what are the new technologies coming by these companies? So digital substation initiative, and that is Linux Foundation related. Portland General Electric jumps into virtual power plant business. So there's a business called virtual power. If you read the thing, you will get more. See, because I just want to give you just a taste of the flavor of the thing. I'm just not going into in depth of any one this thing. So Nepal to modernize power grid using 200 million loan. So some technology updates about smart metering. One paragraph. Tata Power installs 2 million smart meters in Delhi. Okay. And then IFC investing 10 million in Egyptian electricity scheme. So all over the world, what are the things happening? You can find in this. UK's oil giant invests 70 million in India. Green Growth Fund. So these are all the news coming in the July of 2020. So every month, again, as I said, we'll be getting some new things. And some news articles about smart cities, some news articles about microgrids, okay? Some news articles about electric vehicles. So this thing goes on and on and on. An ocean of information available in India's Smart Grid Knowledge Portal. But this is not the only website. There are several other websites are available. But I'm just showing you. I'm sorry. Did I miss it? Yeah, so here it is. So there's a lot of information. So electric car subsidies make Renault free in Germany. So what they're saying is in Germany they're giving so much subsidy that the electric vehicle becoming free actually. So freely you can get a vehicle in Germany. So whether it is good or bad, that time will tell. But yeah, I'm just tempted to read the whole thing. 3,000 people have inquired about this thing, and Germany's subsidies. Okay, anyway, so you can read it later. So yeah, so I hope you got the idea about this particular thing. So about Australia, some news, about Europe, some news, some disruptive technologies. So this thing is full of like smart water and gas. Not only electricity, there is this water, gas, other related, related to things, cyber security standards. A lot of updates are there. So again, just the I think this is concluding with the final announcement of the India Smart Utility Week, which is going to happen in March of 2021. That is in New Delhi. So again, in YouTube, if somebody is some company CEOs or big shot people seeing this, can send your team to attend this particular event, which is going to happen in hopefully by March 2021, everything will be settled. So yeah. So I think I'll take a pause now. Let's go to our students and let's see if they have any questions or any observations, any things that they want to talk about. So yeah, students, any questions? So are you all there or simply
Yes, sir, we are
in the
there.
silent mode?
We are there. Just I am awestruck
Yeah.
seeing
So
this all
We are
material.
there,
yeah.
sir.
So just get let let me know some feedback actually. How are you feeling? What about all these things? Yeah. Yeah.
Sir,
So
there is a lot of
any
knowledge.
observations anybody want to share? Okay.
So there is a lot of knowledge
So Vipul is
currently
saying there's a
available
lot of
on this
information
website.
available.
Yes, sir. So just going through that newsletter and trying to find out what
Yeah.
information would be better for us. So,
Okay. So more people want. I want to get your feedback on how you're feeling. I just went to Resource Center and Smart Grid Handbook. I just opened that link. So here, if you open that link again, freely available, no login, no user ID, password, anything. This is a Smart Grid Handbook for regulators and policymakers, developed in or released in November of 2017. And if you notice at the top, number of pages, 474 pages, handbook is available, Smart Grid Handbook. And then if you just scroll down, so this is the release of that book, and I'll just show you the contents. Okay. So these are all some introductory, messages by people in our Indian government. So okay, I think we are done with all that stuff. Uh, yeah, so these are some of the contributors and reviewers of this. So again, number 16, my name is there. I'm not saying, I have done so much in this. Out of the 474 pages, maybe 10 pages I might have contributed. A lot of people have contributed to this. So you can see this. So this is a table of contents. Okay, so just coming up. So yeah, so it will be very nice. Those who like reading and all, just download this 474 pages handbook and simply keep scanning this book, page by page. Within no time, you will just get so much knowledge about smart grid. So first one, module one is 21st century grids, evolving trends in grid modernization. Module two is about introduction to smart grid. Module three about AMI, advanced metering infrastructure. Module four, communications and cyber security. Module five, architectures, interoperability standards. Module 6 is about large scale renewable integration. Module 7, power quality. Module 8, microgrid. Module 9, storage. Module 10, vehicles, electric vehicles, that is. Module 11, energy efficiency. Module 12, use cases, lessons learned, pilot projects. Module 13, about this Uday Yojana. This is one of the uh, government program in India. So what they are doing. Model smart grid legislation, smart grid business models, tariff structures, smart grid for smart cities, and finally, appendix, there is the basics of electric power system. So this is a detailed 474 page book available. I don't think a lot of people know about this. So hopefully now people can see this and they can get it. Okay. So just those who like, browsing, just briefly read this book, you will gain a lot of things. Yeah. So again, uh, yeah, any questions? I just pause 1 or 2 minutes for people to give some questions or any observations that you have. So any questions? Okay, I just got one question. Just for info, ISGF has webinar on electromobility in smart grid. Yeah, so one of my students is saying there is a webinar also. I think the webinars are there here. So if I go to ISGF initiatives and webinar repository in that menu, then again a table is coming. So even I did not see this, so I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Let's say, just for example, we'll see what webinars are available here. Uh, I think the header is taking a lot of place. Okay. One sun, one world, one grid. Okay, so there is some cover story and successful PLC technology cases in India, smart metering adoption in India. Sorry, I'll just zoom out. Webinar on promotion of light electric vehicles, blockchain application energy sector, cross-border power trade, uh, energy planning for cities, SARC in future, uh, infrastructure and enabling environment, webinar on minimum load ramp test procedures. So some of them will be a little bit technical, some of them will be, general for everyone. Acquainting with smart grid, grid of power, some maybe some basics. Promotion of light electric vehicles, high-level expert consultation on digitalization, energy efficiency, and smart grid. Again some IEA. IEA is International Energy Association. Okay, so that's again one more very good source. I will show you if time permits later. Commercial impact of flexible. So many topics. Okay, webinar on decoding smart energy, business prospects in India. So somebody wants to do some business. What are the things? Importance of good network for smart grids. So many. Let me now just see. Okay, right now 40 are there. Right from back 10th July 2013 onwards, there are some of these things. Okay. So I don't know whether they're available for free or not. Let me just try one. So let's see. There was one business, something related to that. Okay, let's see this. Real-time energy management in smart grid. So looks like a topic. 2014, no, almost 6 years back. So let's see videos. So good, it directly links to YouTube. And in the YouTube, there is a 40-minute video. This is somebody from research scholar from IIIT Bangalore. And this webinar is available and everything is available there. Yeah. So it's a nice repository. So much information is there. So these things are explained and all that. Okay. So let's go back. So webinar on promotion of light electric vehicles in SAARC. So let's see something related to electric vehicles. Just waiting for the link to open. And sometimes if the link doesn't work, it's okay. You can give it a slack because so much information is there. So sometimes some of the links may not be working, not because of the knowledge porter's mistake, but maybe because of the source where they have kept. So anyway, so yeah. So any other observations, any other points from the the people on the call?
Sir, like it's very informative platform. I just want you to just open
Just
SG
take a
project.
minute. Are you getting any ideas? Yeah.
Sir, am I audible to you?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sir, like I just want to say it's very informative
Yes, now
platform.
you are audible.
Can you please one open the smart grid projects and like
Yes.
just go and go into that government projects because I am trying to opening it. It's not opening. Just
Okay,
smart
so let's see.
smart grid projects in India and then government projects. So I'm like I was like eager to know about that, but I'm like not trying to. I'm not able to access them.
Okay, so apparently, yeah. So so I think this page is being updated. So uh, apparently this page is not working right now. So good. So good that you pointed out. So now I can give you another link here. So you can go to NSGM projects. So NSGM is actually National Smart Grid Mission. So let's see if they have some information. So now we are completely switching over from the ISGF website, India Smart Grid Knowledge Portal. We are switching over to directly the Ministry of our Government of India National Smart Grid Mission website. Okay, this is again another ocean of information. Earlier one that is done by a small organization ISGS, but this website is done by the Ministry of Power itself. So you can expect a lot of information. So again, you can see again, so many projects. I myself did not keep track of this, so I don't know. So you can again look at it. About NSGM, organization structure, governing council, like this, orders and circulars. Anyway, so basically, this is the second source I'm showing you. Um, let's see. So far, following projects have been sanctioned under NSGM. So maybe let's look at uh, Ranchi city. In the state of Jharkhand in India, there is a place called Ranchi. And what is the project summary? 3.6 lakh customers with good mix of residential commercial consumers. Current ATC losses are at 26%. Imagine. So what this website is saying is, in that particular Ranchi city of India, the losses are 26%. Okay. So it's a huge loss. Actually, losses should be within single digit, below 10%. So the project intends to deploy AMI, automated metering infrastructure, along with mobile app for consumers for real-time consumption tracking. Okay. So the functionality applied AMI distribution transformer monitoring, mobile-based consumer portal. So somebody has to develop all these things. And what are the benefits? Reduction in ATC, improving billing and collection efficiency, better consumer relationship management, and increased efficiency. So now smart grid project under NSGM, total cost 228 crore INR, the Indian rupees, and in that national smart grid mission share is only 68, and the remaining maybe from the local state government that is there. So this is just a detailed description. Since we are here, there is again smart grid projects link at the site. So these kind of things, when you keep on browsing, you keep on going, searching, you will find a lot of things there. Let's look at roadmap. This is a 5-page roadmap direction document. So this talks about that goals of National Smart Grid Mission and what is the roadmap. Okay. So here you can see a table is there. This is what I wanted to show you. Phase 1 up to 2020, and phase 2 will be 2020 to 2025. Okay? So smart grid regulations. I think this is already done. So regulations means the rules and regulations governing, how the smart grid works and all. Then smart grid information, all these things. Roadmap preparation by utilities. So by 2020, this. So by the way, this word utility. So what is the meaning of utility? Some of you may not be aware of this term utility. Utility is nothing but a power distribution company. So that is the DISCOM. So for example, in our state in Telangana, Telangana Electricity Board is there. That's a utility. So there are about in the 23 in the sorry 29 to 30 states that are there in India. There are close to 100 utilities which are distribution companies in India. So each utility will make its own roadmap. What kind of technology they will bring into picture and all these things. So there is something called maturity level. So sometime back we were discussing how do you define smart grid? It defined in terms of percentages. So this is a maturity level. So there's a framework developed, and that by 2020 maturity framework has to be developed, kind of thing. And AMI experience 100%, AMI rollout in towns, and then network mapping and consumer indexing. So in the consumer, the consumer has to be mapped on the network. Okay? So that work needs to be done. Distribution automation, microgrid renewable integration, electric vehicles. So these are all kept at 10% up to 2020, and 100% in next 5 years. Okay? So obviously, next 5 years, a lot of activity going to happen in the smart grid space in India, not just in India, around the world. The numbers themselves are here. What is 10% in 2020? They want to take it to 100% in 2025. So a lot of work is there. So again, for the undergraduate students and all, if you strengthen your resume and do a lot of projects under, academic projects, simulation projects, whatever, under smart grids, then there are several companies there. You simply target your resume, and then looking at the projects itself, they can, hire you for doing this kind of work. So anyway, we still have this total course is, as I said, 9 lectures. Today the second lecture only. Still 7 more lectures are there. I will try to give you enough information to give you a flavor what kind of career can happen in this particular smart grid space. Okay, so let's continue. I think that's it. This is some kind of this thing. So you can again go through it. So by the way, so one source is India Smart Grid Knowledge Portal, and the other source is this Ministry of Power website. Yeah. So we still have about 10 minutes time before we conclude. So just again, I'll pause for a minute. Any questions? Any observations? Okay, question is what is AMI? AMI is automated metering infrastructure, which means the meter is read automatically. Right now, there's something called manual meter reading. Every month, a person comes to your doorstep, and typically outside your house, the electricity meter is available. So some kind of scanning device or something, the handheld device they bring, and they scan your meter and they download your monthly consumption. Based on that, they get a printout and they give you the electricity bill, and they leave. Okay, so that is a manual meter reading. But with automated metering infrastructure, you can have a daily email of your power consumption. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
See, I just since the topic has come about AMI, I want to show you one this thing. So this is an email which I received. Okay, so because from to address is my address and from address is internal. We have done one small project in IIT Hyderabad. So I am staying in one campus. I'm staying in flat number FT212B2, and this is my energy consumption report as on third night. So 1:15 a.m. Yesterday night at 1:15 a.m. I received this email, and what does the email says? The meter reading. Okay, 3351.19 was the today early morning or let's say yesterday midnight meter reading, and the normal supply another previous meter reading was 3339.98. So if I take the subtraction, then I'm getting the 11.21 kilowatt hours of power consumption I personally made in my house uh, on 13th of September. So because since I'm staying in campus and we have done a small project here, so basically in campus we have a what you call, we have to still extend it to everybody, but at least since I am doing this project, so for my house I have generated automatic emails. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to wake up at 1:15 a.m. Already the automatic systems are there. They will read the meter and give me the daily reading. So 11 units I consumed yesterday. Here the rate is 7 rupees, so approximately 77 rupees I am paying for 1 day of electricity consumption. So if I go to the second September 1:15 a.m. again the automated mail, that day only 10 units I consumed. Similarly again, if I go back to the uh, 1st September, so I consumed only 9 units. So some days if we use washing machine and things like that, the number of units will be more. Otherwise, the number of units will be roughly around 10 units. So like that. So my question is, how many of you have this kind of facility? How many units you consumed yesterday? How many of you know? So right now, not many of you might be knowing because daily reporting of meter data is not available. I mean, to the majority of people. So, but this kind of thing going to come in the future. So anyway, so using your mobile app, you can check all this. That's one example. So anyway, I'll just go back. Yeah. So any other question? Any other points? Okay. The question is ISGF also involved in real-time projects like NSGM? So, okay, the question is India Smart Grid Forum involved in this? So the answer is that India Smart Grid Forum is only kind of a advisory kind of board. The members of India Smart Grid Forum, about close to 300 to 500 members might be there right now. I am also a member of India Smart Grid Forum. And what they do is they have working groups and they take up a topic, and using in that topic, they will be doing some kind of policy recommendations, some kind of studies, some kind of regulations, some kind of business model, something like they more mainly their role is advisory in nature, and people participate in it as a individual experts nominated by some companies and some distribution utility centers. It's basically a knowledge sharing platform. Yeah. So, but then under National Smart Grid Mission, actually, companies are there. They are doing projects. So, for example, maybe yeah. So some circulars or something like that. You can see some examples here later. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so I have about 5 more minutes until 4 o'clock. So let me spend last 5 minutes. I'll introduce you to one more source of information. Uh, that is CEA. Just type CEA, Central Electricity Authority, CEA website. So again, since we are in India, I'm just showing the India information. Similar websites across the world for every country, they are there. It's only a matter of using the internet to explore. But just I'm showing about CEA, Central Electricity Authority. Now, what is CEA? CEA is a agency or it's an authority which is under the Ministry of Power. Okay, so CEA is a branch under the Ministry of Power, and they do kind of reporting and information sharing and things like that. Okay, so already you can see some kind of slideshow is running. When I open the homepage of this Central Estate Authority, left side you can find daily report, executive summary, install capacity, power maps, committees, tenders, circulars, clearances, and so many this thing. Again, this is a very good source of information. So wings, reports, and all this. Now let's look at maybe executive summary. Now here you can see executive summary. There is a June 2020, July 2020. August is still not highlighted. Maybe they're still working on August report. So as and when the new report comes, they will be showing here. In fact, the older this also are available in a different page. But let's see July 2020 executive summary of Indian power sector. A lot of information will be there here again. Executive summary by Government of India on the Indian power sector. So again, those who are not aware, definitely they should see this website, and a lot of information is there. So this is the contents. I'll not go into details now. I'll just simply scroll. Some abbreviations, short forms for people who don't know. Yeah. So let's look at this. This is just capacity addition. Yeah. So I want you to focus on this part now. So before I go to this, I'll just show you one figure. So that is this one, 371.9. Okay, so 371.9 something. So think of it as 372 gigawatts. Okay? So I just have 3 more minutes, so I'll just briefly explain it. INSTALL installed. So 37, what was the number? 371,976. 372, I'll round it out. It's in gigawatts. Okay? So some of these statistics you should know. Okay? So for example, what is the population of India? Everybody knows, population of India 130 crores. Like that, all the electrical engineers should know what is the installed capacity of India, okay? As of July 31st, 2020. Okay, so now my next question is
ClO3 decomposition. 673 దగ్గర స్లో అయినప్పుడు 573 దగ్గర అవ్వాలి త్వరగా.
Yeah. Mr. Joel, your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Can you use the chat and then type your question if you have something? One word I heard was, what is the breakup or decomposition of this number? So, Mr. Joel, we are waiting for your question on the chat window. Meanwhile, let me ask the question. So, Central, see, who is the owners? Owners of generators in India. So, possibly central government, state governments, and then private. Private companies. So at least percentage-wise, can you tell what is the percentage? Can anybody guess? By the way, you can now cheat. You can go to the CA website, find out these details. But I mean, I would like just 1 or 2 answers. Can you guess how much is it? So this is about ownership. let me also talk about technology. So I'll make it three types. So I'll just come back to the categories. Yeah. So any answers? Anybody? What percentage do you think is private companies own the generation in India?
Mostly renewable uh, generators, private companies may own.
So mostly renewable gen are owned by private companies. So anyway, so in the interest of time, let me just go to the answer. So here, let's look at the technology. Okay. So thermal technology, you can see the categories are thermal, nuclear, hydro, and renewables. Okay. Thermal is 231. So if I go back here, so thermal is 231 gigawatts. Okay. So can somebody calculate the percentage out of 372, 231 gigawatt is thermal? Anybody can tell me what is the percentage? Now renewable is 88 gigawatt.
62%, sir, thermal.
And hydro. Okay, 62. Yeah, 62%. Thank you, Faniram. 62% is thermal. Okay. Now it used to be 70%, used to be 75% 10 years back. Now it's gradually reducing. See, the thermal is growing in India definitely, but then the percentage is reducing. And how about renewables? 23%. So
23%.
there was a target of achieving 20% by, yeah, in fact, 23.65. So I'll round it up to 24%. See, there was a target of achieving 20% renewables by 2020. And the target was exceeded by 4%. So 24% already we are at. And by the way, what is the target of RE by 2022? Does anybody know what is the government target of renewable energy by 2022? I'll just give 1 minute for you people to find out. Meanwhile, I'll write about hydro. 47, I'll write it. So hydro plus nuclear, 47 plus 7. Sorry, 46 plus 7, 6, 52, 53. 54. So today we have more renewables than hydro. Anyway, so anybody can tell what is the target by 2022?
So the success say it is 175 gigawatts by 22.
175?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 175 gigawatt. I think this is also not the latest. They're going to now. My question is, already we are in 2022. We are at 88. Can we achieve 175 in next 2 years? How many people think we can achieve? Can India achieve 175 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2022?
Sir, as more solar
How many of
parks
you
are
think yes?
coming up in India. Sir, more solar parks and wind energy parks are coming up in India right now. So we think that this target is achievable because currently Adani Power is also executing its plant in Tamil Nadu and Reva is also having its plant in Madhya Pradesh. So I guess it should be achievable.
See, right now, whatever it is there, if you double 88, it will approximately reach to 175, right? 88 double will be approximately 175. Yeah. So the statement is, being in 2020 September, by 2022, the renewable energy in India going to become double. Okay. By 2022, I think some of you will be finishing your BTech and join. So should you not be excited or interested about what is going on in the area of renewable energy? Is it not a very interesting thing to know as one of the happening things in the the renewable energy sector kind of thing? Anyway, so these things, since the time is getting exceeded, I'll just leave it as a something that you can comment on my YouTube. What is the difference? In fact, that is there. If I just go down, you can find. So the answer is, the private is 47%, central is 25%, and state is 28%. Maybe I'll just write it here. You can see the pie chart here. So the private ownership of generation in India, 47%. Okay? Many people don't realize this. A lot of investment is gone with private. State government's 28, central government 25. In fact, now gradually it is reducing again. So more and more private people are generating power. So you can, in long term, you can also think of setting up a 10 megawatt plant or something somewhere, and then you can earn money on selling power after doing electrical engineering. So anyway, so with the interest of time, I will stop here. Today is the second lecture. There are total, as I was saying, there are 9 lectures. So let's take up in the other things. And remember, I have already prepared some questions. I have already announced a quiz for you, those who are doing my course. So take your time out, explore. I have given you enough information online. You can search in Google, find out the answers to the questions that you raised, and fill up the sheets, and submit your answers by next Tuesday. So with that, I'll stop today. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.